how has this week, with a little time to take a breath and recalculate, has it been applying going forward now?
It's been great. I think it was just massive to get the result. I think just what that does to the team's confidence, what it does to the mood that it sets for the week. The guys have had really high energy all week, so the week's been great. Again, the entire process, the players have been just fantastic. I mean, they've really looked after me, which I'm really appreciative for.
Have you had time now to maybe implement some slight changes?
Right.
Or do you think things stay pretty much the same?
A little bit here and there. Obviously, I'm going to have my little twists of how I see things, and we implement a little bit. And even in the second half of that game, you saw we dropped the line a little bit. We tried to take away space in behind us, which I thought they were causing us problems with in the first half. Mm-hmm. So just things like that, situational things. Hey, how can we handle things? But again, like just everybody understanding what our identity is, what the process is. The guys have done a good job of being on the same page and understanding their role within, the big wheel, essentially.
Mm-hmm. What injury status? Nigel's out, right, with the concussion.
Correct.
And the other guys are still.
Everybody's kind of status quo.
Okay. And Ola comes back into the.
Correct.
Into the system.
Correct.
And he had played in Rochester, so it wasn't as if he was completely off.
Exactly. For a lot of those guys, again, when you talk about having that game, and then with everything, I mean, the only thing that could have made it more difficult last week is if we'd have been on the road. But, I mean, they had a little bit of everything last week, so it was super short, super stressful. They handled it. I mean, they passed every test along the way.
Columbus, they're a team that had come into the year with, it seemed like, high expectations, and this last few games they've kind of struggled for goals. I was wondering if you've got any observations about them that are important to the team for getting 3 points on the weekend.
Yeah, they're a good team. They have a lot of good players. Just like any team, you're going to go through stretches of where things aren't working exactly for you, and when you're the opponent, that's what scares you, is because you know that's not going to last, and at some point in time, goals start to come. So we definitely have our things that we're focused on with them, the things we feel like we can take advantage of that are there when we're looking at them on film, but we also know essentially the things we have to be aware of. They have in Nagby and Zelarayan, two guys that are game changers, two guys that are as good as any players in this league. They can both change a game in their own way, all by themselves. So at all times, we have to be on full alerts and know what the strengths of their teams are. And, I think for the most part, we've communicated that to the guys. I think we have a good understanding of what our game plan is going in, and now it's about going in there and executing.
We'll go to Jeff Strauss.
Coach, thanks for the time. Aside from the obvious, what does Taxi bring to the squad? I mean, more specifically, did you see the player you expected, or were there some surprises? Did he bring another level that you weren't really anticipating in his first start with the club?
Saw exactly the player I expected. The thing the average fan doesn't see is the second the guy's walked in the building, he's had great energy. So he does everything with a smile. He does everything with huge exuberance. I think you saw that on the field. The guys see it in training every day. His English is minimal, but he finds a way to communicate with everybody. He finds a way to put a smile on everybody's face because he's just that kind of guy. He's a high energy guy on and off the field. He's just someone you want to be around. And, we talked last week about having fun, coming to work, enjoying what we're doing. And he's a guy that epitomizes that. And obviously when you have a full first game, a full basically introduction to the team, and you have a performance like that, it catches everybody's attention. And I think everybody is just ecstatic that he's here.
We'll go back to Jeff.
Coach, anyone that's successful at any field, always constantly learning. So you as a head coach, what did you take away from last week's experience that you're going to now apply into this week's?
Mostly things within the game that I feel like we need to tweak a little bit, and things that we need to get better at. Again, the message to the team has mostly been, let's enjoy what we're doing. Let's get out there and get after things in the right way. And I feel a very positive energy around the group. And again, I think we had a lot of things in place that were setting us up to be successful. And it's about accentuating those positives and playing to those strengths.